After the Chevron decision and criminalizing homelessness and the ability to accept bribes, I'm sorry, gratuity, folks have been talking about expatriation slash repatriation again, which is always silly because these social democracies y'all love in Europe don't want you, don't need you, and will likely turn you away because the ability to maintain that social welfare has a lot to do with their ethnic makeup and small population. But even if they do by some miracle accept you the quote unquote right way, they're also very much in their own right wing ethno fascist swing. Y'all not paying attention to European politics right now either. I'm tapped in. They moving quicker than American politics. Are y'all looking at some of these countries? The Netherlands, Italy, the UK, France, they wilding right now. Poland, like, you buying yourself what? Another 18 months? Maybe? It's stupid. Save where you're at. The devil. Yeah, and the black folks living abroad in Africa, South America, Asia, etc., are doing so at the expense of the local indigenous populations. It is a colonial act of violence. The second you flex the arm of the imperial core, you're doing so in a colonial fashion. Your ability to plop yourself in a foreign land with that blue passport and USD and live an exorbitant life above the average quality of living of the current population is an act of violence. You're pricing people out of their homes, out of their communities by being there. Y'all are gentrifiers, framing yourselves as digital nomads. This is happening all over the place. They're writing about it. Locals have been complaining about it all over. Mexico, Costa Rica, Brazil. Bali is a huge one. Folks are still doing it. Y'all just think it's okay. And there's a lot of awareness there because if it weren't, y'all would be true expatriates. You would be renouncing your U.S. citizenship. You would be using local currency exclusively. But that's not what y'all doing. Y'all flying to these places, plopping yourselves in a home, keeping that American salary in your remote jobs, and using that USD to live exorbitant lives well above the local population's ability to have that quality of living. Because, like they say in them videos, because I see them pop up on my FYP occasionally too, y'all want to live like kings and queens elsewhere. That's why they're happy and safe and healthy and thriving. Folks are doing neo-colonial activity that they are saucing up to make it seem like that is attainable for the average citizen in these countries. And we know that to not be true because we are talking about the global south. Folks are exploiting the local population with these efforts. Y'all are just being arms of the imperial core. Y'all are further destabilizing these communities by being there. And personally, I don't think my ancestors survived what they did for me to become a colonizer. So I won't be partaking in that if I don't have to partake in further acts of exploitation. If y'all want to do that, by all means. If you like it, I love it. It's not my ministry. But I just had to call this out because I've seen it echoed in my comment section a lot. And I think once folks share a hue, they think they can't be colonizers or gentrifiers. And that is grossly untrue. But yeah, if that's what you're going to do, peace be with you. Go enjoy Costa Rica, Bali, Mexico, wherever. I don't know. Only concession I'd ask is if you at least learn their language. At minimum. One thing you're going to do. You know? At least be able to talk to them when you getting them kicked out of the crib.
And another thing, they do not care about politics and what happens in the countries that they live in. They literally just live there just to exploit. Yes, they're also trying to live there because they are not able to live the lives that they can live in their particular countries. Like, for example, Americans, they cannot afford to live in America. They cannot afford to live the lifestyle that they live in America. So they are colonists in a way of seeking refuge. And they are seeking refuge because they are economic refugees with the hopes of escaping economic slavery in America. So they are near to poverty in America, so they come here in hopes of achieving that particular dream. For example, I once saw a guy who was trying to imitate a style of Keith Lee in South Africa by buying things off Uber Eats or Mr. D in South Africa. He's a black American guy, and then he would taste things. And because black South Africans, they like things, but pap, in simple terms, they would view these people and give them few views. But what they also do not realize, these people, is that when you view, when the currency, the views, okay, social media, it's smart. Like they realize that there would be people from Western countries coming to Africa thinking that they can build their audience and capitalize off the American dollar from, from South Africa, for example. If you go to South Africa, they can capitalize on that by being there. So they would go to those countries and start becoming kitly and capitalize on it. What they do not know is that social media is smart, like I said. So they are aware of people doing that, going to countries, taking such videos and trying to capitalize. So what they would do, the CPRM or the CPRS or whatever it is, it's not the same. So for this, you would get a dollar cent, not even a dollar, like 60 cents. Though you'd have high riches of views and stuff like that, but the money is not like it's gonna boost your life. It's not. That's because the viewers are from a third world countries, as to say. So the money is not enough for you to capitalize and live the life that you want. And also what they do not realize is Africa is not going to be an easier place to navigate. It's not. It's not going to be the easiest place for you to navigate. It's not. It's not going to be like the most amazing place for you to live unless you're white, because they think that they can achieve that, but they do not realize that they're black. Okay, eventually it's gonna get hard, and the ability of you achieving your lifestyle that you want determines on your skin color as well. Okay, that is why Cape Town has a heavy load of immigrant white people, not just from America, from Europe as well, in South Africa, who are here breaking the law as illegal immigrants protected by the political party in the Western Cape. So they benefit from them. So they're calling them to come here and become refugees. They invest in our country and they ramp up prices for the natives in this country. Do they care? No, they do not care. They do not absolutely care about the natives living in that country. They even invest in other illegal immigrants who are black people to come and work in their establishments so that they can benefit from cheap labor. They exploit problems in this country. They do not fix problems in this country. They literally just ramp them up. Like I call them economic refugees. They do not come here because they love the country. They come here because it is cheaper, it is affordable for them to live the lifestyle that they can live in the States, in South Africa. So they are literally becoming economic refugees with the mindset of a colonizer, but they're not. They're also capitalist on top of that. They're capitalist. If you pay attention to them and you listen to them, because I've listened to them, and I'm like, oh yeah, I see. Mm. You know, this is time for me to move myself away from you. You're pathetic. Mm. And there are people who engage them. Obviously, then there are people in South Africa who would literally just engage them. But for me, I don't. I really don't. I sincerely don't. I can see it for who they are. They come in this country to elevate their lives. They literally do not get involved in politics or anything. They just want to be here to just live here. And isn't it, and eventually they think about their future and they start investing in their country, in this country, by being involved in things that they shouldn't be in. That's it. But initially, they want to bring their food, their culture, and stuff like that. They do not necessarily participate with the people and the locals. And they also have no desire of going back to their home country because they do not have a life there. So it's very interesting to watch things unfold. So for me, foreigners really do not interest me until they're fine, made up. Live in your country, sort out your own countries in your mess. So it is what it is.